Alright, welcome back, cheesy minions, to another exciting TheKillerNacho Wi-Fi battle. This time, I am playing, this account was taken, aka this name is ironic, but then his account got stolen or something, so he changed his name, and this is a really good battler guy. I think I've only beaten, like, once before, and he wanted a mixed tier match, which, according to him, meant up to 3 OU, and normally I take some suggestions, or actually more like, requests from people in the chat, and Nylez actually gave me, like, a team of, like, complete Pokémon, and I'm like, I guess, sure, why not? Let's go for it. I think the one difference, actually, was... I think I ended up bringing Mega Latios because I misread. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and lead with Darmanitan. He leads with the Zera Aura. And obviously this thing is super fast, but I don't anticipate it being Choice Scarfed as well. And so I am just going to go for the U-turn. Ends up doing pretty good damage there to the Zera Aura. And I'm just going to go into my Tangrowth now. And he's just going to go for the knockoff, which it kind of sucks to get rid of my Assault Vest, but not really the worst thing it could have done either. And I'm kind of expecting it to be Choice Bandit of some sort. In fact, that's what the usual set is. Anyway, I go for a knockoff of my own, and he ends up going into Gliscor, which is actually really amazing, because I'm able to knock off the Toxic Orb before it activates, meaning that this Gliscor lost a major, major asset to its bulk, which would be the Poison Heal, so pretty critical, actually. So I go for the Mega Drain. He ends up going into his Mega Alakazam. He's going to go ahead and Mega Evolve this turn. He ends up making a great play here as I go into Empoleon. He goes for a Focus Blast. So that was just a fantastic play, knowing that I would probably end up going into Empoleon. And yeah, sadly, this is going to do quite a lot of damage to my otherwise pretty specially bulky Empoleon, because Mega Alakazam just hits like a truck. And here, I just want to go for a Protect, maybe scout maybe a move, and maybe get some extra healing before switching out. And instead, he's just going to go for the Substitute, expecting my switch. So that was a really poor decision by me, and a really great play by him, because now he has this sub up. He's going to go for the Focus Blast, try to finish me off, but he ends up missing, thankfully. So I'm able to get that Scald off on the sub, so that was pretty critical. And I averted a big problem, which would be that Mega Alakazam behind that sub, thanks to the Focus Blast missing, and now he just goes for a Shadow Ball. He's probably predicting my switch because it doesn't do that much, and I'm able to take out this thing out with a Scald, so the original looked really bad for me against his Mega Alakazam, but a Focus Blast miss and then a good, or poor prediction on his part really is going to save me. So in comes Zera Aura again. This thing's obviously probably going to want to go for an electric move. I was going into Tangrowth. Even if he does go for a knockoff, I already knocked off this item. Instead, he just goes for a close combat, so that would also have been super effective, but it doesn't hurt Tangrowth that much. Tangrowth has a ton of physical defense, and he does not, want to lose Zera again. In fact, Tangrowth is pretty much, unless he has, like, Fire Punch, which, even then, I'm pretty sure Tangrowth is a pretty solid check to that Zera Aura. So in comes Snackataka, which is a cool Ultra Beast. Terrible typing, though, because I have the Earthquake, and he was probably expecting me not to have Earthquake because he thought perhaps I would be using against Zera Aura. But I was never really predicted the Zera Aura to stay in, so now I'm just going to go ahead and reveal that Earthquake. He probably thought I didn't have it because I didn't use it against Zera Aura a couple times, and now in comes his Lycanroc. He's going to go for the Fire Fang, ends up getting a crit and a burn, which kind of sucks, as I just go for a Giga Drain. Now, Tangrowth is usually mixed, so it's not going to lower the damage of that Giga Drain, but it still kind of sucks because it's going to lower the power of my physical moves, and yeah, it's also going to hit me with that residual damage. So he is going to go ahead and switch out. He does not want to, I guess, lose it, or maybe he thought I would switch because I do. And I go out into my Empoleon as he goes out into his Zera Aura again, which is obviously a pretty good double switch for him. Probably he predicted that. And yeah, he's just going to go for a knockoff, and that's going to go ahead and kill me. So down goes my Empoleonizzle, and I'm just going to go out into Tapu Koko now, who is pretty darn late, although it's kind of scary to, the prospect of giving Zera Aura the electric terrain, but I feel like I should be able to, well, no. First I go for a Volt Switch, because I didn't think he would stay in, which was just a bad play, I guess, but I didn't really think he'd stay in and want to, lose his Zera Aura, but he does stay in, and that kind of sucks. So now I'm just going to go ahead and Hard Switch. I decided to go out into my Tangrowth, because he goes into this Seismitoad. Well, actually, he does go into this Seismitoad the same turn, which is an excellent double switch for me, and I don't think I was even predicting it, so that's pretty not bad. And in comes his Zera Aura again, and I'm like, okay, well, I think I checked this thing pretty hard. He might have, like, the Fire Punch, so we're going to go ahead and see, and I am just going to actually switch out. I go into my Tapu Koko to see what he would do, and this ends up being a misplay for me, because I did actually bring Hawlucha, But I think I didn't count that first turn that I volt switched, and then it did nothing, and I thought I was keeping count, but no, it goes off this turn. So I, in the process of streaming, which, I try to interact with viewers and stuff, I guess I just lost count, and that sucks. Because now I'm never, well, it's kind of whatever, actually. I mean, my Hawlucha is actually going to outspeed his entire team, aside from that Zero Aura anyway. So it doesn't really even need the Unburden boost, but still, it was kind of a misplay. So, just gonna go pivot here back into Seismitoad, sorry, Tangrowth against his Seismitoad, and yeah, he's gonna obviously withdraw, and I'm just gonna keep going, I believe, for Giga Drain as he goes out into his Zero Aura once again, and this thing is starting to get withered down on, just switching in on these things, so the Zero Aura is now down to red HP as I am back to nearly full. As he goes for another knockoff, maybe predicting a switch or something, he doesn't have the Fire Punch probably, and still, he probably could have went for close combat for a little bit of extra damage, but he was hoping I would switch. Instead, no, I just go for the kill. So down it goes, and in comes his Lycanroc now, who we did see have that Fire Fang. However, the last time it hit me, obviously it was a crit. So either way, I'm just going to go into Latios because I'm pretty sure he's going to go for the Fire Fang. It ends up being a pretty safe switch for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and Mega Evolve now as he withdraws into his Seismitoad again, as I think I just went for a Psychic. I'm pretty sure his remaining Pokemon get, destroyed pretty hard by Mega Latios, so I'm just going to go for that Psychic. I'm thinking maybe this will be a 2-hit KO against Seismitoad. I go for it, and indeed it does look to be a 2-hit KO, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. As I was like max damage, it should be a 2-hit KO, and I'm able to take that guy out. His remaining Pokemon are that low HP Lycanroc, and it's what he's going to go into. He has one other Pokemon as well. I don't remember what it is on the top of my head, but either way, Sucker Punch is going to come in. So he does have the Sucker Punch. It's probably like Bandit or something because he had to switch out. He switched out instead of just going for it initially. So I don't know. I'm going to go with the Dragon Pulse. It does take it out, and his last Pokemon, right, is that Gliscor. Which unfortunately does not have its item, and if it's standard Gliscor, it's with its only attacking move being Earthquake, he might not have a way to hit me except for this Toxic, so he's going to go for that. But Dragon Pulse appears to be a 2-hit KO against this here Gliscor, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and finish him off with that, because yeah, that Toxic's not going to be able to finish me off in time, so Mega Latios cleaning up here against this name is ironic, this account was taken, whatever one name you like nowadays. But yeah, so that was a fun match, and yeah, today's question of the day is going to be, what is the worst starter Pokemon in your opinion? Either worst or least favorite. You can go either way. I'm going to go with like worst, and that's probably Chikorita because it has so few advantages. Even when it comes to Meganium, it does have the advantage of neither its other the other choices being fantastic. But you take a look at Meganium, it's probably by far, it definitely is the worst grass starter. It has the least benefits, and actually probably the worst starter overall. As for my least favorite starter, I hate Oshawott. I just hate the way it looks. Samurot's okay, but Oshawott just looks goofy. So yeah, leave a comment about that and see you guys again next time. Later.